Governors Forum to ban open grazing in the region. Take a listen to Governor Autumn.
I appreciate my colleagues and the people of the southern part of Nigeria. 17 governors coming together to adopt ranching as the global best practice and the best practice in the southern Nigeria. I commend them. I appreciate them. You have not done anything strange. It is what we started in 2016. And it is what also the Northern Governors Forum met some time ago and adopted. That moving forward in this country, we must adopt ranching. If you have land in your state and you think you can accommodate open grazing, you are free to do that. So it is not anything strange. I'm surprised that some people have taken to criticize and to castigate southern governors. Southern governors have not done anything wrong. You have done the right thing. Anybody that is castigating them for coming together to say that it is no longer feasible to do open grazing in Nigeria, that we should ranch our cattle. Anyone who is castigating you is an evil man or woman with a hidden agenda.
So you heard the governor of Benue State. Tonight, we shall be discussing further on these matters: restructuring Nigeria, national dialogue, open grazing, and stopping cattle rearers from moving by foot across the south. So many issues. I have joining me on the program tonight the governor of Kogi State, Governor Yahaya Bello. He joins us from Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight on the program. Let me get your position or your view on the declaration, the Asaba Declaration of the Southern Governors and their position. What are your views on it?
Thank you very much, Mr. Shehu Kimbaloye. Good evening to all Nigerians and other viewers across the world. And let me use this opportunity to wish each and every one of us Barkat al-Salah. Straight to your point, the Asaba Declaration. Shehu, I am speaking as an individual. I am not speaking on behalf of Northern Governors Forum. And I am not speaking on behalf of anybody. I'm speaking as an individual. Let me caution each and every one of us, leaders across board, including governors, and all of the leaders across Nigeria, that we should be careful about the words we use when we come on national television. When we're talking of security, unity, and cohesion of Nigeria, as leaders and as politicians, we should be very careful about the words we use when we are addressing these various topical issues. Let me tell you, Mr. Shehu, that when we talk of restructuring or the various demands or resolutions put across by my colleagues from the South, they are quite germane and they are entitled to their opinion, and I so respect it. But let me tell you, when it is tilted or when it appears as if you are fighting President Muhammadu Buhari, our father and our president, we are all getting it wrong. Because we got to where we are today as a result of maladministration of successive administrations. Not just President Muhammadu Buhari. If we should sit down to mention what he has achieved, what he has not achieved, up to this moment, I maintain and I continue to say that he has done greatly. But do we need to do more? Are there other areas to improve upon? Yes, there are several. But it is not a one-man job. It is our collective responsibilities. From president to governors to ministers to traditional rulers to religious leaders and everybody, each and every one of us. There has been collective failure in administration and in governance across board. That is where we are today. So let's not just blame it on the federal government alone or call him Mr. President alone. Let me tell you, when we talk of restructuring, Mr. President believes in restructuring. I believe in restructuring. All of us believe in restructuring. But when we're talking of restructuring, from what angle to where? What, within which context? I'll describe my own context about restructuring. But first, from what Mr. President have done, by ensuring signing Order 10, granting autonomy to both local governments, to legislatures, to judiciary, that is restructuring. How many of us today are practicing all of this in our states? How many of us today have given full autonomy to the local governments? Mr. President have signed it. And when we're talking of restructuring, is it balkanization of Nigeria? Or in which context?
So,
leaders today, let us look inward. Let us look inward, Mr. Sheung.
So let me
what
ask,
are we doing right? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah. So from your point of view, you say you're speaking for yourself, but from that declaration in Asaba, from your view, you think that that was something that looks like was against President Buhari?
You see, at any point in time, there's a failure, even in our homes as fathers and as family homes. Members. We blame it on Mr. President. That is the tune that it is taken. Mr. President came up with several programs to ensure that, look, this open grazing system of a thing is curtailed. But it was largely criticized in the media and from several other leaders, calling Mr. President names, allowing, Mr. President wants to colonize the country. Well, so many things, including livestock, transformation program. All of it failed. Is it Mr. President that is going to go to various states to ensure that this particular program succeeds? In Kogi State, for instance, immediately after Mr. President came up with that program, I am the first state governor to prepare land for the takeoff of that program. Up to now, nobody is looking the way of Kogi State. So is it the fault of Mr. President? Okay. And it's not my fault either.
Yeah.
So at any point in time, I'm always saying that, look, leaders across board have in one way or the other betrayed the trust reposed in them, either by Mr. President or by Nigerians. So let's not heap it on Mr. President alone. So there are people in the authorities today that have decided on their own to betray the trust. Let's leave it at that. And again, let me tell you, when you're talking of restructuring, let me tell you once again about my own definition of restructuring, Mr. Sheung. Let's restructure and allow the younger generation take over the leadership of this country. At the level at where from certain quarters where restructuring is sounding so loud, let's look back into history. Let's look into their performance. Let's look into their record. How have they been able to perform while they were given position of authority in this country? And some of us that are even in position of authority today, how much have we taken the people seriously by implementing programs that touches on the life of the people? And how much have we taken the life of our citizens seriously? How much have we accounted for what we have been entrusted with so far?
All right.
Are we going to
let me quickly, apologies to cut in. Yeah, so apologies to cut in, Governor. You said you embraced the issue of the open grazing, and when it came out at first, you were one of those who came up to embrace it. But like your other governors who banned open grazing, legislate laws to support that, why haven't you banned open grazing in Kogi State?
I have not banned open grazing in Kogi State because yet there's no provision for ranching yet. There's no provision for ranching. Should I send the millions of Fulani people that are living their normal lives, that have been living with us peacefully over the years? Should I send them away? Rather, let me devise a way of integrating them by ensuring that the conflict between farmers and herders does not exist. I inherited that problem in Kogi State. I have solved it with the cooperation of my traditional rulers, with the youths, with women, with farmers, and even the Fulanis themselves. We know that the land is no longer enough, but we can accommodate each other within the limited of what we have. We can't just send them out. A lot of the Fulanis that have been driven from the south, I am not in any way, criticizing those who enacted law of banning open grazing. Of course, open grazing is outdated, is archaic. But we met a system that has failed. We must be able to manage it in such a way, or to the extent that we will be able to come up with that ranching. Look, it's not going. It's a business. Let me tell you, Shemo Kimbale. It's not about Fulanis or not Fulanis. Look, there are several other non-Fulanis that are rearing cattle. Majority of these our leaders have millions of cattle taken care of by Fulanis, by non-Fulanis alike. So we shouldn't just heap it on Fulanis. So what we did in Kogi State is to accommodate them. We accommodate them in our governance system, from local to the state level, in our community level. We accommodated them in every decision we're going to make. Let me tell you, in every traditional council at all levels, Fulanis are well represented. Farmers are well represented. Youth and women are well represented. These people have been living for ages together, and they understand each other, and they have been benefiting each other. The
before
we are seeing today.
Sorry.
The upsurge
So what I was going to ask you in relation to that open grazing issue, because we are due for break, but just a quick one. 24 state government at least have applied for the special grant earmarked for the establishment of ranches by the federal government. Why is your state not interested in this?
I am so much interested. I did say that I am the first to register our interest in that ranching program. When, in fact, starting from the former Minister of Agriculture, we were the first that register our interest. So that is the politics we are talking of. Even the 24 states that have been earmarked, how many have taken off? That is the politics. That is still the betrayal of trust that we are talking of. And let me tell you, the upsurge in the current insecurity, especially as it relates to farmers' headers crisis, let me tell you, majority of it are political in nature. They are political. Look, I am a governor, a sitting governor, practically right now, majority, millions of those that are being sent away from Southwest, from Southeast, and other places are residing in Kogi State here. We accommodated them, and they themselves and our farmers are cohabiting. I am not saying that it is perfect, there's perfect relationship, but we have been able to manage it excellently.
All right, we are due for a break, Governor Bello. Sorry, apologies. We are due for a break, but when we come out, we'll allow you to talk more. There are a lot of issues that have been stated by the southern governors. Afenifere has also lent their voice into this matter. I'd like to get your reactions on the way forward for Nigeria. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, everyone.
I'm ready to give out my life if people in the Northeast can live in peace.
Criminals are being sent away from the forest where they are.
Stay connected to the world with Channels TV Podcast and get all the trending stories. Simply log on to channelstv.com. Click on podcast, select the program of your choice, and listen. Our podcast is available on Apple, Google, and Spotify. Tap the expertise you trust. Touch the stories that touch you. Anytime, anywhere.
Thank you so much, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation with the governor of Kogi State, Governor Yaya Bello, who has been speaking to us from Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State. Thank you, Excellency, for your time tonight. If I may ask you, you said you quite don't agree with some of the points your colleagues made, because from what the inference I could make is that some of it look political and it looks like they're against President Muhammadu Buhari, but some of these governors are governors of the APC extraction. In fact, the person who chaired that meeting is a governor of the APC. So when you're hearing governors from your political party, leaders from your political party expressing their frustration about the situation of things in the country, does it raise a question about the capacity of your party, the APC, to deliver on its promises, or the capacity of your political party, APC, to govern this country?
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Like I said earlier, I am not speaking on behalf of any group or anybody. I'm not speaking on behalf of APC or northern state governors. I did say that I respect their decision, but we should be cautious about the way we go about making certain demands or putting some words out there. For crying out loud, Mr. Shaw, we can't go out there and criticize certain things that the federal government is doing today. Meanwhile, within our state, we're not doing what we're supposed to do as governors to ensure that, look, there's good governance. So you can't, that is just my point. I am not saying that, look, what they're demanding is wrong, or no, you are criticizing them, they shouldn't go ahead and make their demands. Yes, but I am saying we should be cautious about the way we go about what we are demanding. Look, Nigeria first before we talk of North or South. That is why most of the time I don't even believe in northern, this particular region, that particular region, making this demand or the other. Because these are leaders that will come out to talk to Nigerians, make Nigerians believe in them. But behind the scene, we know what goes on. We know what goes on behind the scene.
But it appears that some of it...
That, look,
okay,
shouldn't be deceiving Nigerians.
Yeah, so it appears that a lot of your colleagues are voicing out, and for a long time, maybe some of them are not talking, and they are now talking. For example, in a recent interview, the governor of Plateau State, Governor Lalong, said, and I quote him now, "But there are limits to what we can do. The command that we do, if I am the general officer commanding, I should be the general officer commanding, not the general officer that will command, and the person you command will say, I need to get command from somewhere. All these are very important." End of quote. Those are the words attributed to Governor of Plateau State, Governor Lalong. It appears that he's frustrated about the issue of the handling of security. Do you have a total control of the security of your state? Because your state is not insulated on the issue of the security. A commissioner was abducted in your state recently too.
I am not a spokesperson of Governor Lalong, my senior brother, and he's doing excellently well within the limit of his own state, within the challenges that he's facing in Plateau State. I am not his spokesperson, but I respect him for what he has done, the achievement he has achieved in Plateau State, for that matter. In Kogi State, I am in charge. In Kogi State, I have the full cooperation of my law enforcement agencies. They didn't come from the moon. The last kidnap that took place, or that the abduction of my commissioner and the chairman, did not take place in Kogi State. Let me correct that impression. It did not take place in Kogi State. It took place in my neighboring state, one of my neighboring states. And as I speak with you, the local government chairman have regained his freedom. And I am telling you that very soon we are going to apprehend all those that participated in that kidnapping or in that abduction and assassination of my commissioner for pension. But let me tell you, I am governing Kogi State. I inherited a state that was largely divided, that was more or less like capital city of crimes and criminalities. In Kogi State today, we are safe, we are secured, and we are doing our best to ensure that we have it absolutely. It is not absolute now. We still have much more to do, and there are still sometimes pockets of criminals that will come to Kogi State and strike and run away. But we don't have state actors Nobody know any inch of Kogi State today. You go and you see a non-state actor carrying arms against the country. None at all. Our law enforcement agencies in Kogi State here are cooperating and doing excellently well. They don't need to take command from their boss from Abuja before they do the right thing, before they listen to me to ensure that there's law and order in Kogi State. So we are doing it. We are handling and we're doing very well in Kogi State here. So
all right,
anybody is
also
in charge, well, he has his own reason for not being in charge in his own state. But in Kogi State here, I am fully in charge.
Okay, so quickly, let me ask you this too. For the Afenifere leader who is saying, don't think about 2023 elections just yet. Restructure Nigeria now. Do you think that the president should heed the call for a national dialogue for Nigeria of ethnic nationalities, as some people have suggested, to come together, or to restructure, to heed the call like governors and some of these leaders have asked?
I sincerely appreciate the position, and I respect the position and view of our brothers from the southern or the southwestern part of this country for calling for a structure. Mr. President has heeded to it severally. He has granted the autonomy of the judiciary, granted the autonomy of the legislature, granted the autonomy of the local government by going ahead to sign all the executive orders. Also, national conference, national dialogue. We have our representatives from the Senate to the reps to the various House of Assemblies. For crying out loud, we elected them to represent us. It is not just enough for Mr. President to say, oh, Nigerians should come and let's begin to dialogue. We have each and every one of these. And there has been several dialogues and conferences which the reports are gathering dust today. What stops from the National Assembly, come up with the document, deliberate on it, and come up with your position and forward it to Mr. President and wait for Mr. President to agree to it or not. These are the things that we are talking about. And
so,
Governor, at various levels.
We need to wrap up the conversation.
Yes, thank you. At various levels, whatever we are demanding, especially at governorship level, let us make sure we practice it at home.
But
we're demanding for zoning, let's make sure we start the zoning from home.
Okay, so you said that
let's make sure there's equity from home.
That President Buhari had restructured Nigeria.
Let's make sure that there's fairness at home.
Yeah, Governor.
We are demanding for good governance. Let's start the good governance from our home.
Governor, you're saying that President Buhari has restructured Nigeria, but it does look like maybe that's not the kind of restructure some people are looking forward to. But let's wrap up now. I'd like you to ask you some personal questions about your political ambition. Some of your friends are asking you to contest for president in 2023. Do you have that ambition?
Nigerians, the youth and women and all Nigerians, including very objective elites, are asking me to run for president in 2023. And I believe it is high time that we look into capacity, who can do the job, who is going to unify this country. And I think they are seeing something in me that they're asking me to come and unite and fix this country. My answer will be in affirmative in a few time from now. I want to urge each and every one of us that are urging me to come and run to be patient.
All right.
Still, it's a work in progress, and by the grace of God, I am not going to disappoint you when the time comes for me to give a response to that.
Okay. Well, we need to leave it at that, but we must sincerely thank you, Governor Yahaya Bello, Governor of Kogi State, for talking to us on China's television tonight. Many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I wish every one of us a united, peaceful, and prosperous Nigeria. God bless all of you.
Thank you. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.